Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for Scandal. So, season 5, episode 11, titled The Wildcard. And we come to find out that the Wildcard is the new. Well, I guess there's two wild cards. For me, the wild card would be this Governor Francisco. He's going to be a new possible presidential candidate. And Susan Ross is a wild card for me, too. So, that's why this episode was titled The Wild Card. So today is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I actually don't have anything planned, so that should be interesting. Sunday is African attire at my church, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually at the cleaner, so I know they're gonna come knock on my window during my review, which I'm going to be annoyed by. I was supposed to pick up the dry cleaning, then do my review, but when I got here, it wasn't ready. So I said I was going to wait. So let's just go ahead and start the review. All right, you guys. So the episode starts off with Fitz filling up the reporter in the car. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. And so next thing you know, Abby is busting up the little makeout session. So she get in the limo like, hey, excuse me, President, can we talk? And, Fitz is apologizing to his little date. And she's like, no, I find it sexy. And then she gonna kiss Fitz in front of Abby. I was like, there is no shame in this. Her name is Lillian. This journalist game, like, I just do not see anybody just freely all frolicking with the president like that, like especially a journalist. I would figure she would know like the prestige behind that, but hey, she a journalist, so maybe she wants some extra behind it. I don't know. Abby was like, look, if you want to frolic all around the nation, all right, but we need to set up some parameters. Remember, your last boo got kidnapped to Angola, so we can't be having that. We need to set up a SWAT team. We need cars. We need you to keep your DNA intact. Like, let us get it together. And Fitz gave her attitude like, look, this is my personal life. I don't have time, girl. Bye. So she left, y'all. The next little meetup is between Rowan and Olivia. So they meeting at the little park. I was like, oh, me and my dad should go meet at the park. So he's giving her kudos on her book, saying she got power and she's finally doing things that she should do instead of just laying up under Fitz. So he's all proud of her. Then he throws in the fact that, oh, by the way, Jake is seeing somebody, just to let you know. And at first I didn't get that. I was like, is he like giving her a heads up like, hey, your boo got a boo? Or, since Jake lives with Rowan and Rowan be dipping off to Olivia's house to have sex, I was like, I wonder if he don't know that they still having sex. So at that point, I didn't get what was the point of Rowan bringing up, oh, Jake got a boo. And you remember the last time Jake and Olivia was romping in the sack, Olivia was like, oh, this has never happened. This will never happen again, or this is the last time. And she was like, and Jake was like, yes, it will. I was like, oh, Jake a little bit of matter of factly on his little hitting it and quitting it. But I guess he kind of just know how she is. So, hey. David and Elizabeth North, they all in the bed frolicking around as well. And then David's phone's ring. So he's going to ignore it like a proper gentleman would. But Elizabeth was like, no, answer it, especially if it's Susan. Like, she probably want to go out with you. We need you to keep, being on her good side. So David answers the phone. Come to find out, Susan wants a date. And David is just uncomfortable. Like, I'm laying in the bed with a woman. Another one is calling me. Like, it's so weird. But David ends up accepting the date or whatever. So David hangs up the phone and they kind of argue a little bit like, hey, I don't want to do this or whatever. But Elizabeth's not trying to hear like, hey, just do what you need to do so I can do what I need to do. By the way, turn over. And instantly David just flipped over on his stomach. I don't know why. I was just like, ugh. I mean, I know everybody got their own little bedroom preferences, but this is the second time for me that David just kind of gave me an ill. Maybe it's Elizabeth, really. Like last week when she was like, get down, he just instantly got on all fours. And then this time she was like, turn over. And then instantly he just turned over. I was just like, oh gosh, David, you a little wiener low key. So the next thing you know, Huck shows up at Olivia's house. She just finished frolicking with Jake again. As soon as Jake opened the door, Huck is right there like, hey. I was like, he did remind you of your stalker little brother. And Jake even said, he was like, you're weird or you're creepy. And he was like, yeah, whatever. So Huck is like, look, Olivia, like, you sleeping with the enemy. Is there some secret plan you got going on that you ain't telling me? Because I just refuse to believe the Olivia I know is just frolicking around with Jake and just having lunch with Rowan like everything is all good. Olivia was like, no, B613 is over. It's done. There's no intel. Like, it's over. Like, both Jake and Rowan are cool. And Huck was like, come on, say it again, just so you could see how dumb you sound. And it's funny he said that, because in my head, I was thinking that too. I was like, that don't really sound right, but okay. But yeah, Huck was like, look, all right, if you want to continue to play the fool, you know where I be when it goes down. I was like, all right, Huck. So Cyrus get the details on Governor Francisco. He hires his little homie to like find all this dirt about him. So he's a good guy, married with kids. He hunts, no scandals, no nothing. He's a clean guy. And Cyrus is like, no, nobody is clean. Like, there got to be something. And the guy was like, the only thing about him is that nobody knows him. At least with all the other governors, like, they may not have such a immaculate record, but people know them. This guy, he's like perfect, but nobody knows him. So Cyrus thinks about it. And then Cyrus did point out, like, oh, he used to be in special forces. So when he said that, I was like, oh my God, is he like B613 on the low or something? But nothing ever came out of him being in special forces when he was in the Gulf War. So I guess that was just Cyrus was just digging, I guess. So Quinn and Charlie, y'all, they about to go on a date. She didn't pack the snacks, got the little overnight bag. She ready. Charlie was like, oh, sorry, boo. Like, my homie want me to watch his kid. And Quinn was like, you watch kids? Charlie was like, when my friends call me to kill somebody, I'm there. When my friends call me to babysit, I'm there. I was like, that was kind of funny. So Quinn decides to just help Charlie babysit instead of going on the date. So the next thing you know, Jake and Olivia rumping around on the floor, and Olivia was like, oh, so you got a boo or whatever. And Jake was like, I only have one person. It's serious. And don't worry, like, we use protection. So you don't have to worry about, catching nothing with me. You have sex. I was just like, that sounds crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, that is a conversation to have. So that was that. So Abby, she goes in the president's office the next day, and she's just like, look, I'm sorry about last night. You just don't understand. Like, your personal life is technically my job, so I'm just doing my job. And you got to be mindful that, hey, there's not a lot of single presidents, so the rules are a little loose. And I think she was just trying to apologize to him, because to say, like, I don't know what I'm doing, nobody ever admits that. And Abby does know what she's doing, but I think she just said that to try to, like, because Fitz was pissed off at her, so, she basically apologizing or whatever. And she was just like, look, like, you can't date like that. Like, people be trying to snipe your booze. Like, come on now. And Fish just looked at her all annoyingly, picked up the phone, called Lillian in her face, and set up a date. I was like, ooh, he is acting like so bratty and so snobby. It's so annoying. Like, I just wanted to sock him in the forehead. So Tom, okay, so earlier, remember when I said that Cyrus had his homie come over and give them all the deets on Governor Francisco? When the little spy guy left, then some guy in no shirt came out. Now, I thought that was Cyrus's husband, but I think it was Tom. That was Tom, right? Because the next scene, Tom, or Cyrus's husband, goes to see this guy in a bar or a restaurant. So that was the first time I could see the face real good. And I was like, no, that's Tom. He looked like he got a little bigger, like his statue in real life. So I think that was him. So I'm like, wait, is Tom and Cyrus booze on the low? Or, just since Tom used to be head of White House security, maybe he just feel comfortable walking around shirtless in front of Cyrus. I didn't catch that part. So y'all let me know if Tom and Cyrus are booze or not. And So they go see this guy named Wayne. What they want to do is get Wayne to fake kill the governor or try to attack the governor so the governor can do something heroic or whatever. So they blackmail him saying, hey, if you don't do what we want, like, we gonna kill your kid or something like that. So Abby goes into complaints to Cyrus, like, oh my God, Cyrus Fitz is acting like a baby. He don't want to listen. Y'all. Cyrus is so content on his little plan with the new governor and his new plan to make him popular. Cyrus tuned Abby out. I was like, you better go ahead and Cyrus and get a new life, because your whole life been surrounded Fitz for the last 8 years, if not longer, because he was with Fitz even when he was governor. So, yeah. So I think Cyrus just told her something like, oh, just get over it or just handle it or whatever. So Elizabeth North, y'all. Susan Ralston announced, like, hey, I'm about to be the president, yada, yada, yada. Her poll numbers are good. Everything's going good. So Elizabeth North comes over to David's office and instantly starts getting naked. And Dave was like, no, I can't do this. And Susan was like, Elizabeth North was just like, oh, whatever. I know you got a date with her tonight, but we can have sex right now and you can have sex with her later. Like, it's not a big deal. I was like, Elizabeth North is a different kind of chick. I kind of like that aspect of her, but just overall, I don't like her. But she was like, look, whatever. And they ended up having sex anyway. So Liv and Rowan are at dinner. Dinner's going good. They talking about the book. And, Olivia's telling her, like, we kind of helped each other. I didn't really write the book. And, Rowan's just like, you being humble. You got the real power now or whatever. You control Fitz. Now you about to control Melly. You about to lead her campaign. Like, you good. I'm proud of you. And then so she finally asked him, I think what Huck said kind of went in her head. Like, so what's up with you? Like, are you cool with being retired? You mentioned something about you getting your spark back. Does your spark mean like you about to start killing again? So Rowan start going into this whole speech about he content with being retired now. At first it was a shock, but now he loves it. He sits in his chair. He da-da-da-da-da. So, Rowan make it seem like he cool, y'all. And instantly, Olivia just started recapping all the stuff that he has said over the years. And I love that little clip. Like, Rowan's monologues are like, they're like, I don't know, they're like legendary, or they're just like, I don't know, they're just so Rowan. So they show all of these clips of these monologues of him like getting in her face when it's good stuff, getting in her face when it's bad stuff that people that he didn't kill. So she just flashing all that in her mind while he's sitting there saying, oh no, I'm not a killer no more. So I think at that point Olivia was like, you know what, I could never trust him before, so I'm not about to trust him now. I was like, okay, I'm glad to see Olivia's kind of, realizing. But she was like, whatever, toast to happy retirement. So she just gonna let him think that she think everything is cool. So the hitman that Cyrus and Tom hired, he goes into the governor's office with a gun, kind of hold everybody hostage, let all the hostages go, and then it's just him and the governor. So I don't think he's supposed to really kill the governor. I think since Cyrus, maybe that was the important part of Special Forces. Since he was in Special Forces, he should know how to kill for real, and he's gonna like overtake this attacker. But he is the governor, so snipers come, police come, everybody come, and they're going to try to help kill the guy that Cyrus and them hired. So Tom, like, goes in on the low, but we don't know what happened, y'all. All we see is that the killer gets shot. No, the hired hitman shoots the governor, but then the governor shoots him back and kind of capture him. So the governor, Francisco, does end up being a hero. But Tom went in there, y'all. So we gonna find out what happened. Did Tom tell the governor, like, no, this is a setup, just do it? Or was it Tom that shot the sniper? Or not the sniper, was it Tom that shot the hired hitman, really, just to do whatever he needed to do to make the governor, look like the hero? So we need to see what happened. But so far it looked like Cyrus' plan worked. The news is covering this, that the governor was kidnapped. The governor negotiated with the little what should I call him? Hired hitman. To get the other hostages released, so the hostages all testifying on camera like he saved us, he made him let us go. So the governor is looking good, y'all. The governor come out with his shirt off with the little wound all patched up, so the governor is looking good. So Cyrus is happy. Y'all, so remember the kid that Charlie was babysitting? Come to find out, it was the hired hitman's son. So Charlie was in on this thing all along. So Charlie is watching the kid while the hitman goes and do all this stuff to try to fake kill the governor. So Charlie actually got paid for that. And what's her name? Quinn is so head over heels, y'all. Charlie did a good job with that kid. He played golf with the kid. He watched Frozen with the kid. He made sure the kid didn't hear no bad words or R-rated news stories. So Quinn is all in love. Like, oh my gosh, he's so great with kids. We could have kids one day. And even Huck looking like, yeah, like my Charlie. But nobody says anything. So yeah, Charlie dropped the kid off at the police station like, yeah, go in them, tell him you're trying to find your mama. And the kid is so cute. He was like, bye, Uncle Charlie. I was like, aw. So I don't know if the hired hitman is dead or not, but I hope that man not dead. Y'all paid that guy. Y'all blackmailed that guy to fake kill the governor. Like, I hope y'all didn't take him from his kid just to get what y'all want. So Liv is back twiddling with Jake, y'all. She asked Jake, like, look, tell me what's going on. Are y'all doing B613 stuff or not? You know Rowan told me you had a boo just to break us up, so you need to let me know the deal or whatever. But Jake was like, I'm not in between you and your dad. I'm not answering nothing. I'm not in it. I was like, all right, Jake. So Abby calls Liv, y'all. She's stressed. Fitz is stressing her out. Like, she don't know what to do, so she called Olivia, and Olivia can instantly sense something is wrong, and she was like, what did he do? And Abby was like, I don't know why I called you. I know you're not interested. And Olivia was like, you're right. Somebody's on my other line. And I was just like, who says that anymore these days? And I think Abby knew that she was lying. But that's the good part of being real friends. You know when you kind of need something, but you don't need something. So bye, but not bye. So they kind of had a little friend moment. But I think Liv know what's going on, even though Abby didn't say it and even though she didn't ask. It made me wish, you know how back in the day when somebody used to call on your other line, like the phone used to be like clank, clank, like you could really hear like, oh yeah, somebody's on your other line. But they're on the cell phone, so I guess you can't tell. Anyway, y'all, Liv goes to Huck and gives like a little monologue. She was all angry and just upset and was like, look, I just want to be me. I don't have time to be following my dad and Jake and da-da-da-da-da and leave me alone and I'm not crazy, like da-da-da-da-da. And then a bunch of metaphors and a bunch of monologues. She was acting like her daddy, really. And the funny thing is, Huck was like, oh, your guy is out. You know, that's Huck's little phrase. I was like, I'm going to start using that when I get an attitude like, oh, my guy is out, or when I have a bad attitude. My guy is out. Well, I kind of like girl better. Like my girl is coming out, like my ghetto girl or my no nonsense girl or something. I don't know. But anyway, and then Liv said something smart like, all them hoes I digged you out of, you should know that he must be good or whatever. But whatever that little dig was to me about like, oh, I rescued you all them times, Huck. I was like, dang, Olivia. I guess that's why he was like, oh, your guy is out. But I don't know what was the conclusion to that. Her just doing the monologue just to say what she had to say, and him just kind of like, yeah, I'm listening to you, but I think you know, like they're up to something, and we just need to be prepared. So yeah, so Tom does something to make Francisco the hero, yada, yada, yada. Next thing you know, y'all, Abby was right. It's tabloid pictures of that reporter leaving Fitz's bedroom. And because earlier she had walked into the president's office or bedroom like she normally does, and they were all frolicking on the bed. And once again, the girl leaves. And she even say something smart to Abby. Like Abby was like, oh, I'll escort you out or have somebody escort you out. She's like, I know my way around here. I'm like, what's up with this journalist? Like, she is just such a, I don't know. Or whatever. So she gives Fitz a final speech, and she is very firm about it. Like, look, I know you the president. First of all, stop threatening me that you're gonna fire me. You've been the president all this time. You gotta know that you need security. You gotta know that you just can't be sleeping with everybody, not only just for your safety, but your past reputation. Like, you are still president. Like, why are you giving me such a hard time? Don't threaten me about my job. Let's do this stupid SWAT team stuff, and let's just get it together and be done with it. I don't want to know who you romping with anyway. And he was like, oh, you just mad because it's not Olivia? And she was like, yes and no. But the only thing, I'm not mad that you broke up with my friend. But the one thing about my friend, like, she knew the rules. She knew to be discreet. She knew about the SWAT team stuff. Like, yeah, so if I miss her, it's because of that. Like, because she was on point and we could trust her. So finally, Fitz listened after she was being firm. And then Fitz was like, all right, by the way, call me Fitz. And she was like, oh, okay, Fitz. So Abby finally got through, y'all. So I'm glad she got a little stern with him, even though he's acting like such a brat. I'm like, you only got 6 more months. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. 6 months is a long time to go without having sex. But dang, like, you just got a divorce. Like, if anybody call Millie back for a quick romp, like, you got to pick somebody new right now. So that was that. And I think Abby complained to Cyrus again, or anyway, it was another conversation between Abby and Cyrus. And Cyrus got so much game. He was like, why don't you just distract the president? Why don't you invite that little governor hero that just happened over just to kind of give him something to do so he'll stop being all on the journalists? And she was like, good idea. So now the governor, Francisco, who Cyrus wants to be president, has been invited to the White House, and you know, there's cameras around that, and he's there. So finally, Cyrus gets to officially meet Governor Francisco. So that was cute how Cyrus kind of got his way. And then other than that, that was pretty much it. I know Olivia came to the office and was like, Huck and Quinn, come with me. And the new Harrison was like, oh yeah, don't mind me, I just work here. So Olivia wants to spy on this girl named Vanessa Moss, y'all. Come to find out, Vanessa Moss is Jake's new boo. Quinn looking at it like, oh, you want us to spy on your boo's boo? But I think Huck know, like, no, like, if Jake got a boo, you know, she probably involved in some B613 stuff. So Olivia's back on making sure her dad don't do nothing stupid. So that was it, you guys. That was the episode. That was Scandal, episode 11 of season 5, titled The Wild Card. So this is going to be interesting, you guys. We got Governor Francisco / Cyrus. We got Melly / Olivia in a different parameter than it was before. And now we got Susan Ross / Elizabeth North. So these are the 3 presidential hopeful / chief of staff. So we'll see. May the best team win. All right, you guys, let me know what you thought about the episode. And you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video. And go ahead and check me out on Twitter at TammyB_. All right, see you in the next review. Bye.